Today we delve into the eerie and mysterious world of literature. Join us as we explore the top 5 most haunted books in the world. The Voynich manuscript is one of the most mysterious books in the world. It's an illustrated codex, handwritten in an unknown script, and it has baffled cryptographers, linguists, and historians for centuries. The manuscript is named after Wilfrid Voynich, a Polish book dealer who acquired it in 1912. The text is written in an unknown script, referred to as Voynichesa. Despite extensive analysis, no one has been able to decipher the language or determine whether it encodes a real language, a cipher, or even an elaborate hoax. Radiocarbon dating of the vellum, or parchment, on which it is written, suggests that the manuscript was created between 1404 and 1438. The manuscript contains approximately 240 pages, filled with text and illustrations. The content is divided into sections that appear to cover topics like botanical, with drawings of plants, many of which do not correspond to any known species; astronomical, featuring diagrams of zodiac symbols, star charts, and what seems to be celestial observations; biological, with illustrations of human figures, some of which appear to be involved in various activities in strange tubes or vessels; pharmacological, with drawings of herbs, along with what looks like recipes or descriptions of medicinal uses; and recipes, a section of text that might be recipes or instructions, though this is speculative due to the indecipherable script. Some researchers believe it encodes a real but unknown language or is written in a sophisticated cipher. Others argue it could be a hoax, created to look mysterious without any real meaning. There is also the theory that it could be a constructed language made up by the author for a personal purpose. The manuscript is currently housed in the Beinecke Rare Book and Manuscript Library at Yale University, where it is catalogued as MS 408. Various efforts to decode the manuscript using AI and other modern techniques have not yielded definitive results, though some researchers have claimed partial breakthroughs. The Voynich manuscript continues to be a subject of fascination and study, symbolizing one of the great unsolved mysteries of historical linguistics and cryptography. The Codex Gigas, often referred to as the Devil's Bible, is another famous and mysterious manuscript, renowned for its size and the legends surrounding its creation. Here are the key details about the Codex Gigas. The Codex Gigas is the largest medieval manuscript in the world, measuring about 92 centimeters tall, 50 centimeters wide, and 22 centimeters thick. It weighs around 75 kilograms. It is made of vellum, which is calfskin parchment, and it is believed to have been created using the skins of 160 donkeys or calves. The Codex Gigas contains a mix of various texts, including the entire Latin Vulgate version of the Bible, both Old and New Testaments, Etymologiae, an encyclopedia by Isidore of Seville, Chronica Bohemorum, a history of Bohemia by Cosmas of Prague, and various medical texts, a penitential, a calendar, and magical formulas. The manuscript is famous for its full-page illustration of the devil, which appears on page 290. This depiction has given the Codex Gigas its nickname, the Devil's Bible. According to legend, the Codex Gigas was created by a monk who broke his monastic vows and was sentenced to be walled up alive. To avoid this fate, he promised to create a book that would glorify the monastery and contain all human knowledge in a single night. Realizing that this was impossible, he made a pact with the devil, who assisted him in completing the manuscript in exchange for his soul. The large illustration of the devil in the manuscript is said to be a tribute to this pact. The Codex Gigas was likely created in the early 13th century, around 1229, in the Benedictine monastery of Podlazice in Bohemia, which is modern-day Czech Republic. It was later moved to the monastery in Brevnov, then to Prague, and eventually became part of the collection of Emperor Rudolf II. During the 30 Years' War, the Swedish army seized it, and it has been kept in Sweden since 1648. The Codex Gigas is currently housed in the National Library of Sweden in Stockholm, where it is a treasured artifact. The Codex Gigas continues to captivate scholars and the public alike, not just for its size and contents, but also for the dark legend associated with its creation. Despite its ominous reputation, it is a remarkable example of medieval bookmaking and a valuable resource for understanding medieval knowledge and beliefs. The Grand Grimoire, also known as Le Dragon Rouge or the Red Dragon, is one of the most infamous and legendary grimoires in occult lore. It is reputed to be a powerful and dangerous book of black magic, containing instructions on how to summon demons, make pacts with the devil, and gain control over supernatural forces. The exact origins of the Grand Grimoire are unclear, and it is shrouded in mystery and legend. It is believed to have been written sometime in the 17th or 18th century, though some sources claim it could date back to the 16th century. The book is often attributed to a figure known as Honorius of Thebes, who is said to have been a magician or pope involved in dark arts, but this attribution is likely fictional or symbolic. The Grand Grimoire is divided into several sections, each detailing different magical practices. Key components include instructions for summoning Lucifer. The book provides rituals and incantations for summoning Lucifer, Beelzebub, and other powerful demons. Pacts with demons. It contains detailed instructions on how to make a pact with the devil, including the terms of the agreement, the invocation of spirits, and the necessary sacrifices. Control of spirits. The grimoire also explains how to bind and control demons to do the summoner's bidding, such as finding hidden treasures or gaining supernatural knowledge. Magical tools and symbols. The book describes various magical tools, such as swords and talismans, and provides drawings of sigils used in the rituals. The Grand Grimoire has a fearsome reputation in occult circles. It is considered one of the most potent and dangerous grimoires, and stories abound of those who have tried to use its power, often with dire consequences. The book has influenced various occult traditions and has been mentioned in numerous works of fiction, contributing to its legendary status. The authenticity of the Grand Grimoire as an ancient text is questionable. Some scholars believe it was created as a literary or occult forgery during the Renaissance or early modern period. However, it has been widely circulated and copied in various versions over the centuries, contributing to its mystique. The text is sometimes confused with other grimoires, such as the Lesser Key of Solomon or the Book of Abramelin, but it is distinct in its focus on summoning and controlling demonic forces. Today, the Grand Grimoire is seen as a significant artifact in the study of Western esotericism and demonology. It remains a symbol of the darker side of magic and the occult, both feared and revered by those who study such traditions. While original copies of the Grand Grimoire are rare and valuable, various editions and translations have been published, making it accessible to modern readers interested in occultism. However, these editions often come with warnings due to the dangerous nature of the rituals described within. The Grand Grimoire continues to intrigue those interested in the occult, serving as both a source of fascination and a cautionary tale about the pursuit of forbidden knowledge. The Book of the Sacred Magic of Abramelin. The Mage is a medieval grimoire that has become one of the most influential texts in Western esotericism and occult traditions. The work is attributed to Abraham of Worms, a Jewish scholar who lived in the 14th or 15th century. The text is presented as a letter from Abraham to his son, Lamech, detailing the knowledge and practices he learned from a mysterious Egyptian mage named Abramelin. The book is believed to have been written in the 14th or 15th century, though the earliest known manuscript dates from the 17th century. The text is said to be a translation by Abraham of Worms of a much older manuscript he received from Abramelin during his travels in Egypt. The grimoire was written in Hebrew, but it was later translated into French and then into English. The most famous English translation was done by Samuel Liddell MacGregor Mathers, a prominent member of the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn, in 1897. The book is divided into 3 main books. Book 1. This section contains Abraham's autobiographical account of his travels and studies, including his encounter with Abramelin and the magical knowledge he obtained. Book 2. This part of the book details the magical operations necessary for invoking and communicating with one's holy guardian angel. This process is central to the grimoire and involves a complex ritual that lasts for 6 months. Book 3. The final section provides instructions on various magical operations that can be performed after one has successfully contacted their holy guardian angel. These include instructions for summoning and binding spirits, achieving wealth, invisibility, and other powers. The central focus of the grimoire is the ritual for attaining knowledge and conversation with the holy guardian angel. This ritual is a lengthy and arduous process that involves daily prayers, fasting, and purification over a period of 6 months. The purpose of this ritual is to establish a direct connection with one's divine guardian spirit, which is believed to grant the practitioner wisdom, guidance, and magical power. After successfully completing the ritual, the practitioner is said to gain the ability to summon and control various spirits, including both benevolent and malevolent entities. The Book of Abramelin has had a profound influence on modern Western occultism, particularly within the traditions of ceremonial magic. The grimoire was a significant influence on the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn, an important occult society in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. Aleister Crowley, one of the most famous occultists of the 20th century, was deeply inspired by the Abramelin ritual. He incorporated elements of it into his own magical system, the Lima, and sought to attain the knowledge and conversation of his holy guardian angel. The concept of the holy guardian angel has also been integrated into other esoteric and mystical systems, often serving as a symbol of the higher self or divine consciousness. Due to its complex and mysterious nature, the Book of Abramelin has been subject to various interpretations and misinterpretations. Some view it as a literal guide to summoning spirits, while others see it as an allegory for personal spiritual transformation. The book's emphasis on intense spiritual discipline has led some to view it as dangerous or potentially harmful if undertaken without proper preparation or understanding. The most widely known version of the Book of Abramelin is Samuel Liddell MacGregor Mathers's English translation. However, more recent scholarship has produced additional translations and critical editions that attempt to clarify and correct some of Mathers's errors. The book remains in print and is studied by those interested in the history of magic, mysticism, and Western esotericism. The Book of the Sacred Magic of Abramelin, the Mage, continues to be a cornerstone text for those interested in the practice of ceremonial magic and the pursuit of spiritual enlightenment through esoteric means. Its blend of mystical, magical, and religious elements makes it a unique and enduring work in the history of occult literature. The Lesser Key of Solomon, also known as Le Megaton, is one of the most famous grimoires in Western occultism. It is a compilation of various texts on demonology and ceremonial magic, traditionally attributed to King Solomon. The work is divided into 5 books, each detailing different aspects of magical practice, including the summoning and control of spirits, both demonic and angelic. The origins of the Lesser Key of Solomon are somewhat obscure, with the text likely being compiled in the 17th century, though it draws on much older traditions and sources. Despite its attribution to King Solomon, a legendary figure associated with wisdom and magic in Jewish, Christian, and Islamic traditions, the text was likely compiled by anonymous authors in medieval Europe. The grimoire reflects a syncretic blend of earlier magical texts, including medieval European magic, Jewish Kabbalistic traditions, and ancient Greco-Roman sources. The Lesser Key of Solomon is divided into 5 distinct books, each with a different focus. Ars Goetia, the most famous section of the Lesser Key of Solomon, Ars Goetia, lists 72 demons that King Solomon was said to have bound and confined in a brass vessel. Each demon is described in detail, including their appearance, rank, and powers. The book provides instructions for summoning these demons and commanding them to perform various tasks, such as revealing hidden knowledge, finding treasures, or influencing the actions of others. The text includes detailed descriptions of the sigils associated with each demon, which are used to summon and control them, Ars Theurgia Gitia. This section deals with the summoning of spirits that rule over the cardinal directions. These spirits are often seen as less malevolent than the demons of the Ars Goetia, and are invoked for various purposes, including acquiring knowledge, protection, and guidance. The book provides detailed rituals and invocations for calling upon these spirits, along with their corresponding sigils. Ars Paulina. Ars Paulina is divided into 2 parts, each dealing with celestial spirits associated with specific times, days, and astrological signs. The first part focuses on the 24 angels of the hours, each ruling a specific hour of the day, while the second part details the angels of the zodiac and the planets. The book provides rituals for summoning these angelic beings, often for purposes of divination, gaining favor, or acquiring spiritual wisdom. Ars Almadel. This section of the grimoire deals with the construction and use of the almadel, a magical wax tablet used to communicate with angels. The text provides instructions for creating the almadel, including the specific colors, symbols, and materials to be used, as well as the rituals for summoning the angels associated with it. The angels of the almadel are believed to offer assistance in spiritual matters, healing, and protection. Ars Notoria. The final book, Ars Notoria, is unique among the other sections in that it focuses on prayers, meditations, and mystical practices rather than the summoning of spirits. Ars Notoria claims to offer a method for achieving divine wisdom, eloquence, and mastery of the liberal arts through the use of special prayers and exercises. The text is heavily influenced by Christian mysticism and emphasizes the importance of purity and devotion in achieving spiritual enlightenment. The Lesser Key of Solomon has had a profound influence on Western occultism, particularly within the traditions of ceremonial magic, demonology, and the study of esoteric knowledge. The book has been studied and used by various occultists, including members of the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn and other 19th and 20th century magical orders. The concept of the Goetia and the practice of summoning spirits from Ars Goetia have permeated popular culture, inspiring numerous works of fiction, art, and even modern occult practices. Various editions of the Lesser Key of Solomon have been published over the centuries, often with translations, annotations, and commentaries by scholars and occultists. The most famous modern edition is the 1904 publication by Samuel Liddell, MacGregor Mathers, and Aleister Crowley, titled The Goetia, the Lesser Key of Solomon the King. Today, the book is widely available and continues to be studied by those interested in magic, demonology, and the history of occult traditions. While the Lesser Key of Solomon is a foundational text in the study of demonology and ceremonial magic, it is also controversial due to its content, which involves summoning and controlling demons. Some view the grimoire as a symbolic or psychological tool, rather than a literal guide to summoning spirits, interpreting the demons and rituals as representations of inner psychological forces or aspects of the unconscious mind. Others, particularly within occult traditions, take a more literal approach, seeing the text as a genuine manual for interacting with spiritual entities. The Lesser Key of Solomon remains a seminal work in the history of magic and esotericism, offering a glimpse into the complex and often enigmatic world of medieval and Renaissance occult practices. Its influence continues to resonate in modern occultism and popular culture.